Welcome to I Am Sure Sports. I'm your host, Manny. Yes, let me know if you're hearing me. Um, the last time we did this interview, we had some technical difficulties and we never had the actual tape. We just couldn't find it. And Mr. Gilbert has again made himself available so that we can redo this and hopefully this time retain the recording. So let me know if you're on the stream. Let me know if you're hearing me. Let me take time out to say a big thank you to our sponsors, Prestige Finance, lending a helping hand when you need it most. They are located in Linstead, St. Catherine, and they're offering loans up to $100,000, 0 to 4% interest rate. Listen, no processing fee and same day processing. All you need to do is give them a call at 876-884-7390. Let them know that you heard about them from I Am Sure Sports, and they will help you with all you need to know. Also, want to say a big thank you to Launch Legacy. Handle risk, seek legacy. For all your personal insurance needs in Canada and the USA, visit them at launchlegacy.com or call or text 647 989 0782. Yes, indeed. All right. Hey, let me know. All right. Hey, Troy. Good to have you. Yes, we have. Yesterday, we did an interview with the senior coach for the Jamaica national team as they prepare for the World Cup qualifiers. And then this evening, we have the privilege of having with us Mr. Xavier Gilbert, who is in charge of the U20s. And as you know, they are in camp with the under 17 as well. And we have interviewed a couple of young ladies who came out and tried out, in particular Mia Mitchell, Avery Johnson, and Christian Brathwaite are three of the young ladies that we're able to speak with. And I know that at least two out of the three that are here for the trials. And, it would be good to hear Coach Gilbert's perspective on how they looked. I know there's a lot of interest in them, so we look forward to having him join with us this evening in this discussion. We ask you as well that once you come onto the stream as a way of supporting the work that we are doing, is that you, if you have not, please, we ask you subscribe to the channel. Also, you can like the broadcast, right? By just hitting the like button. That would be appreciated if you just hit the like button, right? And tell someone else about the channel, right? The more people know about it, the more work we'll be able to do. All right. So let someone else know the work that we are doing, and that will enhance what we do here at I Am Sure Sports. All right. Please, again, let me know if you are hearing me clearly, and that's very important. I don't want to be here talking to myself. So if you're hearing me in the comment section, make sure all things are in order and in place before Coach Gilbert comes on. So if you're hearing me, just, yep, indicate with a thumbs up and say, yes, I'm hearing you loudly and clearly. Yes, we're going to talk more female football. You would have heard yesterday from Coach Blaine, and he made mention of the fact that our young footballers, our senior team, in fact, they get on the field this month. Yes, on the 17th. On the 17th, there's a big game at the National Stadium. We'll be playing against Bermuda. And a lot of the young ladies who came and tried out in Costa Rica, well, not in Costa Rica, in the game against Costa Rica, their documentation has not yet been processed. So you may not see some of them, but they should be around for April. So we will be without some of our better players for the game on the 17th. And then we also play Grenada on the 20th in Grenada. The format is very simple. If we finish atop the zone consists of Grenada, Bermuda, the Cayman Islands, and Damrick. We finish top of that. We have 2 home games, 2 away games. We finish the top of the standing. We move to the final stage where we'll be paired with either USA or Canada. They are the 2 teams that are highest ranked in CONCACAF, and so they advance to the final stage. Right? Bear in mind that we could be placed in a group with either the USA or Canada. And then, in addition to that, Mexico will be in one of those groups. It would be good if we can avoid all of that. Haiti is also good. But 5 teams are going to qualify. The top 2 from each zone, and then there will be a 5th versus 6th playoff game. So there will be 8 teams in the final stage, of which 5 qualifies for the Senior World Cup in New Zealand and Australia. I am optimistic that we are in good standing, yes, to qualify, given the number of teams that will qualify out of CONCACAF. All right. Also, we had some JPL action today. Yes, that's a local Premier League. Cavaliers had a hard-fought 1-0 victory over the underpriced coach Humble Lion. I thought, very good performance and should have gotten something out of the game. Cavaliers rebounding from 2 consecutive defeats. Looked very good today, but I think Humble Lion could have gotten something out of that game. I think they did well enough in the second half. The first game we saw 10-man Malines going down by a 1-0 to Dumby Holden, who was also rebounding, having suffered defeat in their last game. Very exciting action going on in the JPL. So check it out if you have time to watch it. And interesting season, I believe, lies ahead of us in the JPL. So we will be dealing with women's football because I don't know. I think over the years we haven't given it the credit that it deserves. And again, I'm optimistic that we can qualify for the Senior World Cup. And because we have such a large pool of young players, we'll have some high quality, top quality players in the under 20 pool in particular, who really will just be edged out of the senior team. So that under 20 team should be good. We have most of the players that I think defeated Canada in the last tournament where we met them. So that will be very interesting to see how that pans out. Right, so looking forward to that. Hope you are as excited as I am. I hope you have your questions all lined up and ready for when Coach Gilbert jumps on to that program. Yes. So let's see. So under 20 and under 17 tournament coming up. I know there was a camp. I think they had the 3rd camp just recently, and other players came in along with some of the local ladies in high preparation. So we want to find out from Coach Gilbert what they're preparing for and how his squad is going to look. When will the squad be named? Are there any further camps planned? All of these things. All right. All right, so don't worry, it's trying to get connected. Again, big thank you to our sponsors, Prestige Finance, lending a helping hand when you need it most. And they're offering loans of up to 100,000 Jamaican dollars. So you can start a small business or help with some school expenses. All you have to do is call. Call them at 876-884-7390. And if you tell them you heard about them from I Am Sure Sports, here's what they will do. You will not pay any processing fee, and you'll get same-day processing. Awesome, I think. Right? Same-day processing. And on top of that, here is the other big one. 0 to 4% interest rate. Also, thank you to Launch Legacy. Handle risk, seek legacy. For all your personal insurance needs in Canada and the USA, visit them at launchlegacy.com or call or text 647-989-0782. It's time for you to start planning for your future, to let your money work for you. And that's what they will do at Launch Legacy. They'll put your money to work. All right. Again, hit the like button. I see my brother here, Fresh God from Humble Lion. He says, hard fought game, my side forward again next time. Hungry and stronger. All right. Let's see. I hope the Lions will be able to rebound and get a victory. They need one. They're playing well. Put Mia. All right. All right. We'll see. We're going to ask the coach about that. Where is it for the senior team or the under 20s? We will see. We'll see. Yep, we will see. We'll see. Yep. So, also I got some information, right? That let me just read this for you, right? It says, just a paragraph. It says, in a 34.8-page decision, FIFA disciplinary committee said Jamaica failed to notify the match commissionary of the protests and failed to make a payment of 1,000 Swiss francs, then US $1,075 to accompany the protest. All right. Of course, there was a protest lodged, the game against the USA, but due process was not followed, and so the protest was basically thrown out the window. Don't know what happened there, but I hope the admin will get it right for future protests. This doesn't argue well for them any at all. All right, so interesting, right? So last night we were talking about the Crystal Palace player, forgot her name, and Coach Blaine was on, and you know that contact was made with the player, which is what we want to see. We want to see when we come up with names that there is a process of checking on the players, contacting them, talking to them, and see if they are interested. That's it. That's what we can do. Maybe they are not, but it would be good to find out. Her name is Sobian Marie Wilson. She's a left-sided defender. We needed a left-sided defender. Someone in the comment section mentioned it, and awesome news is that there is some dialogue developing, and she could be given an opportunity if she's up to par and standard to represent the team, and that would be good news. All right, give me just a sec. Our guest suspect maybe having a little struggle joining the stream, so let's see if we can reach out to him and figure out what is going on his end of the. Oh, there we go. I think he is about to jump on. Not seeing his camera on. So let's see. Let's help him to sort this out. Should be ready. And let's have a countdown. 10, 8, 7, 6, 5. Think he's there? Oh, you're not enjoying the background music, all right? So let's kill the background music. I thought it added a nice touch, but we wouldn't want someone to die due to the background music. So let's let's take it away. I think there is some Wi-Fi connection issues. So as soon as that is sorted out, we'll have our special guest, Coach Xavier Gilbert. I think he's having some challenges with the Wi-Fi connection. So let's see if we can help sort that out. Yeah. Oh, I thought I wanted to stay alive in a pagan. You're important, you know, part of the channel, and so so I wanted to stay alive. Your health is very important. Yes. So let's see. Yep. Yeah. All right. Oh, finally, Coach Gilbert.
How are you doing?
I am doing well, man. How you doing?
Not bad myself, you know. Good to be here.
Well, welcome to I Am Sure Sports again, sir. It is my honor to have you with me. I hope that whatever happened the last time that caused the mysterious disappearance of our interview will not happen this time around. So, but good to have you, and welcome to the show, sir.
Thanks, and thanks for having me, and good evening to all the viewers.
Yeah, man. I know you're a little bit tired because you probably had training today, as I understand that there is a camp that is ongoing with the U20s and the U17 jointly. Is that still going, and how long is it, and when does it end?
Alright, well, we break yesterday morning, and there is Zoom on Thursday.
Oh, on Thursday. Oh, you break this morning and you resume on Thursday. Oh, so it's a weekend camp?
Pretty much. A lot of the girls are in school, so we maximize the days that we have available now. So they come in Thursday and leave on Sunday.
Okay. Awesome. And how long will these camps go on for?
Well, pretty much right up before we depart for the tournament. We depart on the 24th of February. Our first game is on the 26th. So we go right up. We're looking for the final week of our preparation to have them in camp all days before we depart.
Okay. All right. So you depart on the 24th for the competition on the 26th. Can you tell us about the competition? What is the competition? The format of the competition? Where do you depart to?
Oh, sure. It's in Dominican Republic. We're placed in a group with Haiti, Guatemala, and Cuba. We anticipate this is going to be a tough encounter with all the games. We play Guatemala first, then Cuba our second game, and then Haiti our last game. And then from that, 3 teams from from the group will advance to a round of 16, where there was a tournament earlier last year in June with some of the Caribbean teams. Those will join the 12 teams from this round robin format to make it a round of 16. And from that round of 16, it's a knockout. And then you'll have a quarterfinals with the 8 winning teams. And then from that, a semifinals. And then a playoff. From the semifinals, the 2 winners will go to the finals. And then a third place playoff to determine the third spot for the World Cup.
For the U20 World Cup?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Okay, so 3 teams from this zone will go through and join 13 other teams?
No, 3 teams from this group. There are 4 groups.
Okay. And so each 12 teams?
Yes. 12 teams for the first stage.
Who are the other 4 teams?
Alright, let me just name the groups. Group E, USA, Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico, Nicaragua. Group F, Mexico, Honduras, Guyana, Panama. Group G, Canada, Trinidad and Tobago, El Salvador, St. Kitts. Group H, Haiti, Jamaica, Guatemala, Cuba. Now, as I said last year, some teams from the Caribbean had a playoff, and those teams will join the round of 16. Suriname, Cayman, Bermuda, and Curacao.
Okay. So those 4 teams will join the 12, and which is a knockout round of 16. 8. Wow, 4. Then top 2 go through. 3rd and 4th playoffs. So we have 3 spots to the under 20 World Cup.
Yes.
Wow. I mean this is tougher than the senior team, because the senior team have 5 spots. This right. The senior competition has 5 spots, really.
4. Yeah, it's gonna be tough, and you have to be physically, mentally tough, because you pretty much have 1 day in between each game. You'll get a 2-day break after the first round.
Yeah.
And then another 2-day break after the quarterfinals. But pretty much you play every other day. And that's why the tournament is so tough. So mentally, physically, you have to be strong and you have to be tough. And it's good when your pool has depth, because you're able to rotate players and rest players to ensure that everyone recovers for your crucial games.
Okay. And then how big a squad do you need with so many games in such a short time if you were to advance all the way to the final?
We are 20 players.
Wow.
We are required to name 20 players. So, it's going to be tough, and persons will have to play a different position. And that's going to be one of the criteria for when it comes down to a selection process. We will have to look at players who are able to play more than one position, because the format of the tournament, we're not, and the numbers that you're taking, you're not allowed to take 1 or 2. You're not allowed to take 2 or more per position. So it therefore means persons will have to play more than one position. In some instances, not all cases, but in some instances, you have to take that into consideration heading into tournaments like this.
Okay, so the tournament organizers determine that 20 players per squad, or that's just
tournament organizers, CONCACAF. That's what they provide.
Wow. I think that's a small number, but I guess it is what it is. So 20 spots are available. What do you think of your squad heading into this? I know you have had several camps, I think, from in January, going up to, like I said, the end of February. What do you make of the players that you have seen thus far?
So far, we're pretty pleased with some aspects of it. Not ideally where we want to be physically, but I mean, there are persons who continue to improve, um, and we continue to see growth in terms of their physical fitness and their tactical awareness, and that's a tremendous boost for us heading into a tournament like this. We managed to have some players returning from the last cycle, U20 cycle, which we played in Dominican Republic 2 years ago, same place where we played, so that is good. That's a plus for us. Um, and we're just hoping that these persons will provide the necessary leadership and the experience. Haven't been there and experienced it. They know what it is and will motivate and try to ensure that everyone stays on the same page and carry out their duties effectively.
Uh, okay, how many of those returning players you think you're going to have? Because I know at least one may not be available. Who is? I mean, I don't know how you and Coach Vin Blaine going to work it out because he wants Jody Brown in the senior team and you want her in the under 20. How is that going to work?
I mean, she's in school and we have to look what is best for the players. Um, she will not necessarily get she will not get the time off from school to do both. You know, but we have to strike a balance. And then I mean, I think she's gonna play for the senior team. We have Peyton McNamara. Jody Brown was our captain from the last time.
Right.
However, we have Peyton McNamara, Lauren Reed, Chantel Parker, Malaya Atkins, um, who are returning players, and Neville Abel, who Jordan Bartholomew, she got injured, so she will miss this tournament. And those are the players who we hope will lead the charge for us at this tournament. They have the experience here. They have played there before. Peyton, who also played at the senior level before. So that wealth of experience and knowledge of the game, and we're hoping that we'll see the transformation on the field.
I mean, with the wealth of talent available to the senior team, I mean, couldn't they allow Miss Brown to play for the under 20 just for this time around? Seeing that, I mean, the senior team going up against Bermuda and I think Dominic Bermuda and Great Grenada, we should have enough without Jody to get the win. Or is it that if she play for the senior team, if she plays for the senior team, she still play for the junior team, the under 20s? Are you able to flex between both?
Yeah, she can. She can play for both. But again, as I say, and then we have to remember we can't take anything for granted. Every team is preparing. This is a World Cup qualifier. Those countries also have secured players who play in North America with parents who, from those countries. So I mean, they're gonna have some players. There are players who played in top colleges as well, who had played in colleges in the US before. That's the Bermudans. Actually, I know that. I personally know of two good players who we met at under 20 the last time around, and before that, who have played in top universities overseas. So they
Okay.
have some good players. So we can't take them for granted, and that's for sure. Nothing is given, and although they might be small in stature, um, they're gonna have some good players.
Yeah. I see Pagan one AC because because it is female football, we have been trying to get as much information as possible, and he's saying that Suriname and Curacao must watch TV, and he says that Scandinavian coaching helps, and I think that is what they have in those in the Suriname team and the Curacao team. But I know they're not in our zone, but I mean certainly if we qualify from our zone, we'll probably meet one or probably both of those teams in the round of 16. So how is the
Yes,
scouting
I
going?
mean,
Yeah.
chances are we might meet them. A lot of these smaller nations have invested in terms of infrastructure, players, coaching, education, securing good coaches to prepare their teams. Restriction-wise, a lot of these countries weren't under the necessary curfew and different protocols, so they have been training consistently. You know, and it's a similar situation with the teams like Haiti and Cuba. You know, where they have these players in their training base right around the year, and those are some of the things that we are competing against. While we had some challenges in terms of restarting football training in Jamaica, as everyone knows. But it is what we have to work with, and we just have to make the best use of it. And just hope that we can go there and execute as best as possible and represent our country well. We do have some overseas players who are in colleges and constantly playing and training, which I think is a plus to us. We have some players who also gone on scholarships. Shania Harris, who was a part of the last, she didn't make the final 20, and Christina Salmon, both one at Hill College and one at Daytona, Daytona State in the US. Both have been considered as well. So, wealth of experience and knowledge, and they were playing and have been playing. Most of them started their pre-season training, and we have been in dialogue with their coaches and trainers because they are in their early pre-season and we are preparing for a competitive season. So we have been in dialogue in terms of the kind of work that we would like them to do in preparation for the competition. Because what we don't want, and it's important that we have this kind of relationship and partnership with these colleges and universities because they are preparing for pre-season, or they're in their pre-season preparation, or their general preparatory phase, and we are heading into a competitive phase. It's important that we have this kind of dialogue to ensure that the physical preparation part of it is more geared for them, is more geared towards competition rather than early pre-season. So in terms of speed and speed endurance, you know, their trainers are working on that with them rather than just being endurance or just strength and conditioning that they normally do at this time.
Okay, that's a very important point because what it suggests is that there will not, you probably won't have a camp with the 20 players until you head out for the tournament? Or is there a calling up of the squad and the assembly in Jamaica and then go? Or it's just right at tournament time that the squad will be called together, that is the final 20, to move into the tournament? Or will you be afforded the opportunity to work a week or two with them before leaving for the tournament?
All right, good question. We looked at all possibilities and ideally what would have liked is to gather all the players at least a week before. Ideally. However, because the tournament is so long, and if we are to, and this is what we want to make it to the final four. And once we make it to the final four, it means that we'll have a game up until the 12th of March. Now, these are all of these players would have been in university or colleges overseas. Do we take them out of school for that long? Are we going to get them out of school for that? And based on experience, even the last under 20, we had players who had to return, we had players who had to come in late. So looking at it, ideally, would want them for at least 5 days before. But looking at if we do well in the tournament, which we you know, based on some dynamics, we think that we can go fairly well. We thought it best to assemble them before the tournament and see if we can use the games to get them gelling together before we head out to the knockout stage. And based on the format of the competition, 3 teams to advance in order for us to make it to the final four.
Yeah.
I think we should be able to make it out, at least make it out of the group. You know. So we looked at all possibilities and what is best, and not just best um, for Jamaica, but also what's best for the players. Because we don't want a situation where players have to head back before we complete the tournament. So to alleviate those challenges, we thought it best that we do it like this way.
Okay. All right. Very interesting. Just a couple more things. I see Pagan 180 saying that conditioning is always the issue. A player should be fit for starters. And then he goes on and says, can you give us a starting 11 lineup? Speculation, of course. So he's saying that, I mean, he knows that you're not able to name the starting 11, but probably you can tell us how strong your starting, you believe a starting 11 you have to go through the tournament. But if you can, I don't know if you're brave enough as a coach to name your starting 11 from now.
No, I mean it's no, it would move wise. First of all, for first thing, we have not named the final 20 as yet. So I mean, you really don't want to preempt anything. And then we have to look on. There are some criteria that the players have to meet for selection, and then we have to look at those. Hope that all the players are healthy on our when we meet our selection deadline, which is 1 week away from today. So no, I wouldn't be able to name a starting 11. No, as a coach, you have an idea of what the starting 11 will look like, of course.
Is it
But
is the idea is the idea strong? Maybe that's not
I
big
mean,
and strong.
reality is, I think we have an 11 based on what is available to us right now would be a strong 11. You know, we have some. I think we have some good players heading into the tournament. But again, remember there are other teams, and they will have good players, and they're coming. I mean, the Guatemalans the last time we played them in the tournament. I mean, we drew. I think we drew 4-4 or 2-2. It was a tough game. It was a tough game, you know. And that was our first game. And again, this we're playing them first again. So a lot of the players, and that's why we are relying on the experience of the ones who played in the last tournament because it was nerve wracking. Anytime you're doing anything for the first time in sports, there are going to be some nerves, you know. And the fact that we are not able even to get a international game prior to the tournament, of course, you know, that's also so we are banking on the experience of the players and the exposure that they have gotten playing at the different levels to at least take us over the line.
All right. I mean, I had the privilege, I think, late in last year of speaking to three prospects. I know two came out in January. I mean, can you give us any feedback on them? I think Mia Mitchell is one, and Avery Johnson, because a lot of my subscribers, they have been following them, and a lot of training is being put in. I think they have personal trainers, and whichever club they are connected to and stuff. I mean, how did they look? I mean, are you impressed with the new talent that you're seeing? Um, you know, um, Desiring to represent Jamaica, opting to represent Jamaica. What has that looked like, and how good do you think it is in terms of moving forward?
I mean, truth be told, we're pretty impressed with the level that these players exhibit while they were here for the evaluation process. And we gave them feedback in terms of what we think they do so well and some growth areas for them to go back and work on how to improve. Um, um, Again, as I said, we're pretty impressed. It's for some position or some places, it's very competitive, and I mean competitive in the sense with some of the players who are returning and some players who just missed out on selection last time around. But to be honest, we were pretty impressed. There are two of them who came who are also eligible for the U17, and we were pretty impressed. And they are also being considered for final selection for the U20.
Okay, that's awesome. Have we resolved our goalkeeper? I think the last tournament we had some struggles in goal. I don't want to I hope no scout from the other teams listening to this. I hope, I hope they're not. But let me say it this way. I mean, we have some good goalkeepers, but have we improved in that department in any way? Or
Yes,
are there?
yes, we have. We have. To be honest, we have improved.
Yeah.
Um, and some goalkeepers came down. So we also looked at them, and we were pretty impressed. Also, a local goalkeepers, Mr. Clive Waterburn, who has been working
Oh
weekly
yes.
with our goalkeepers. Javanese Jones, Power. I mean, I think they have improved so much, um,
Awesome.
and working extremely hard every week. So I
And
mean,
you're
it's to be honest, we are comfortable. I'm feeling comfortable. We
okay.
are
That's
we are
good.
we
That's
are
good.
this work.
If you're comfortable, my mind is at ease. Because I remember that Guatemala game. Let's not sit there. But what about you? The complement of staff. Are you satisfied with the staff that you have? I know one of the former reggae girls. She's an assistant in the program. Are you satisfied with your staff complement heading into the tournament?
Um, yes. I think to be honest, there's always things that you think are personal that you think can help us. Heading into tournaments like these, but when you look on the resources, it's always challenging and difficult. And we just have to make the best use of it. I mean, the important thing is to ensure that we have at least the basic things: doctor, physiotherapist, trainer, um,
Analyst.
good equipment, man. I mean, the analyst is still working on because I think that's important. And you have an assistant coach, goalkeeping coach. I mean, these are critical aspects of it. We're still working on the analyst part.
But there's an analyst that is a very good friend, you know. I think you guys know each other, you know. I know there's one for because the problem you're gonna have is that there's one who's going to travel, according to Mr. Blake, with the senior team. So I mean, you go and one next one that you know that I'm very sure you know. If, we can talk off here if you know you want to talk.
I mean, would love to have Stanford Carbin who works with the Reggae Boys, who work with the senior team. I mean, it would be fantastic if we have him for the U20. Some logistics are still being worked out. I mean, it makes life easier for you. Um, and I mean, in tournaments like these, you really need that. But if not, we just have to make the best use of what we have and do it as best as possible.
Yeah. All right, so you're getting some commendation here. He says, this gentleman is thinking beautifully. Use the entire diaspora. So that's what he considers. And then um, Devani Murray says, all the best, reggae girls. And then she asked a question, where can we watch this match when the time comes? Um, uh,
Flow. To be honest, I think Flow Sports showed them the last time, or the Concacaf website.
okay. Yeah, I think I was able to watch some of the under 15 tournament. I think, didn't Dominica beat us in that? Or was it Puerto Rico? In the under 15 tournament that during the pandemic.
Yeah.
We never do so well. We never did so well. I guess because they weren't in training and they were
Yeah, man. It
challenged.
was. It was. I mean, it was difficult. We everything for that was difficult. The girls were trained. I mean, all those things. It was so difficult for us. But under the conditions, I think the girls did well. And you notice we after the first game, it was difficult for us. Move onwards. Inexperienced. Some of them have never played competitive football before, much less representing Jamaica at that level.
Okay. Okay. Duklan says, what area of the field have we gotten the best improvement in defense, midfield, or attack? Like in terms of players that are coming into the pool, where you think no, I mean, we have gotten better in this particular area is a question that he's asking. From the
We have
2018
gotten
tournament.
better in defense. In defense, I think we have gotten better because we have the depth of players. You know, when you look they didn't have, we didn't get a chance to play in the U17 last year, under 17 tournament, and those players would have made a transition up to the under 20, and there were again some returning players from the tournament before. So it's a good mixture in terms of I think defensively and especially centre back. That's where we have improved.
Yeah. And what I can say to Duklan is that boy with Jody Brown and I think Lacey and Murray not playing from the 2018 tournament. You know, I think our goal scoring. Well, you know what? Let me see what the goal scoring is going to be like because I mean, Jody and Brown and Lacey, that combination was lethal in 2018, right? That we were beat Canada. I think.
Yes, it was 2009.
It's 19 or 18.
It's not 19 or 20. 2020 when the pandemic just started, just before the pandemic broke up.
Okay. Sorry, so it's a he and not a she. Sorry, that's the name. All right. Troy Mitchell says, why not bring the team together in JA the weekend prior to the tournament? Even from the 11 days of training together would benefit the team. I think.
Again, as I said, we thought about all possibilities, and that is still being considered, to be honest. But we still, after the final selection, then we have to have dialogue with the parents and the schools to see what is possible. Because what we really wanted to do is to go into Dominican Republic early and then have some training. Rather than them coming into Jamaica, we go into Dominican Republic early. I mean, at least 2 days.
Okay.
The plan was to have them there 3 days before a regular time that we'd get there. So we'd be there, settled, have our training camp there. So I mean, that has been proposed. And then after the final selection, then we're gonna work out all the logistics. Some logistics are still being worked out, but then we'll know more how possible it is and what can we do prior to that.
Okay. All right. I think this unless something comes up, let me just ask. This is my final question because I know you have to run. You promised me 20 minutes, and I think I've gone 25. So, the key, what I want to ask you, because I hear like Mr. Blaine said yesterday that there were players that he would have wanted to call for the squad that is going to be called up, that their documentation, like their Jamaican passport, has not been processed yet. It is still in the system. Do you have the same challenges with your under 20s or all the players that you would consider you're confident that they all have the necessary documentation in place for the tournament?
All right, I'm not sure I hear the question clearly. However, I think I hear parts of it. As part of our registration, as part of our registration process, we have to submit every player Jamaican passport information, and all the players, when we're submitting the provisional list, which has already been sent in, we have to put their passport information and their Jamaican passport information, and those things we're satisfied by all the players.
Awesome. So that is not a problem at the junior level. It seemed to be a problem when we get in the players into the senior team. So that's good to know. So long as the GFF is organizing the campaign and not Sidela, I give us very little chance. All right. Okay. Passport are no issues for regular girls. All right. So they're saying, yeah, because we are accustomed to having passport delays and stuff. But I think it's at the senior level. So that's good. But parents will be allowed. I think the tournament allows like for parents to travel with their right to travel to support their kids, or it's a closed tournament where no fans will be allowed.
Um, to be honest, it's difficult for me to speak on that right now. I still don't know what are the. Every country is different. Um, Dominican Republic is a little bit more relaxed in terms of this kind of thing. I was there with the U14 team last year with the girls. I mean, parents were able to travel, parents were able to watch the games. They didn't want any fans there, but I think after the first game they made some provisions and allowed some fans to be there. Um, so it's a
Okay.
little bit more relaxed. It's different, so that might happen.
Okay. For say I think Sage Rose creates. Let me just help you to understand. The young ladies have been in camps. There have been several camps from in January, ongoing camps. The discussion is not about whether or not they are training together. The discussion is now that they have been training together, will the final 20 be assembled for some time before the tournament? And Coach Gilbert just explained it perfectly that instead of doing that in Jamaica, they would prefer, for logistical reasons and common sense, have the team meet in the Damre early enough to have some sessions before the first game. All right. Okay. Somebody's asking about the young girl I interviewed. He spoke about them earlier, which is Maya Mitchell and Avery Johnson. He spoke about them. I mean, of course, he didn't say that, he gave the correct answer, the answer that a coach should give. Enough, but not enough. All right, which is right. Somebody saying we need more sponsorship. The Jamaica Tourist Board needs to join the thing. Do you need more sponsorship? Or we can just rest assured that all the necessary things are covered for the girls.
No, we do need more sponsorship, definitely.
Yeah, like okay. I mean, how can I mean if you're asked to make an appeal to the business sector to come on board, what would what would you say to them?
Could you repeat that for me, please?
If you were to make a pitch for sponsors to come on board for this under 20 tournament this evening, what would you say to those sponsors or possible sponsors listening?
I mean, the reality is we have a good chance of making it to the World Cup. And not just even making it to this World Cup, but this is where our Reggae Girls program starts from. All the ones are 90% of the ones who went to the World Cup, the last campaign for the senior Reggae Girls. This is where the journey started. And I mean, we didn't just get to the World Cup by then at that time. I remember the first time myself and Coach Blaine had the team in 2006, and we were in Mexico. We had a very young team at the under 20s, just missed out on qualifying, and then we went to the Women's Gold Cup in Los Angeles with a very young team, and we said this is what we have to do: get as many girls because we don't have the facilities, no other resources. We have to get as many girls scholarships overseas, and then we'll reap the benefit. By the time they turn seniors, we'll have an outstanding team going to the World Cup. And this was what we charted from then. I remember when we were at the Gold Cup, we had three players flying in from Lindsay Wilson, flying in the night before and flying the following day. It was Aisha Faulkner, Yolanda Hamilton, and Omelin Davis. And we knew that Jamaica just don't have those resources to keep the players physically fit, strong, neither the competition. So we know that we have to have these players playing in setups like these, and then we'll see the benefits after when they become senior. And it showed, all the Kanye Plumbers, Jody Brown, Khadija Shaw, Denisha Blackwood, um, Marlo Sweatman, Toriana Patterson, Dominic Bonflaza, Giselle Washington, all of these players came through our U15, 17, 20s until they make it to the senior. And we saw what happened in they made it to the World Cup. So this is where it starts for them, for these players. And given the opportunity and good preparation, we'll do well in the tournament. That's one. And then we'll see them on the big stage in the future.
All right, awesome. Let me just give you these two comments and then let you run. Pagan 180 says, should the regular girls' home field be held somewhere Jamaica neutral, such as Florida, fans will attend? Yeah, he's suggesting that we take the regular girls yeah, to Florida. Mr. Blaine says he wants them in the stadium, in a packed stadium. So I don't know how that's gonna work. But under 20 has been played in one place. The girls use the college ranks or their development. Boost Mobile says Orlando, the girls always represent the country well. Then buy in way quicker than the man them. All right. And then Runaway Bay crowd saying Runaway Bay loves Mia Mitchell. There we go. All right. Coach Gilbert, I have kept you longer than your 25 minutes, but I appreciate you coming on. And this one is going to be safe and sound. You can go back and watch it afterward. It shall not disappear. But I want to thank you again for coming on. I'm wishing you all the best. We are going to try our best to really communicate. Once that squad is named, we're going to try and get in touch with most of the young ladies as possible so that we can help to bridge the gap, that distance between us, the fans would say, where we don't get to know them and track their journey and follow them. We want to build a momentum behind the under 20 campaign and the senior campaign and put the girls program on the forefront of our minds and our hearts. And I am encouraging all the fans to have the same gusto, eagerness, passion for the girls as you have for the men. Support them, follow them, encourage them, because we could have an under 20 senior team and under 17 qualifying for World Cups. That's how massive the talent pool is. So, Coach Gilbert, all the best to you on your charges, and looking forward to hearing good things as you go on this journey. Leaving on the 24th for the first game on the 26th of February. Thank you again for coming on and really appreciate your time, sir.
Thanks for having me and my listeners and viewers.
Okay. All right. All right. All right, man. Blessings, Coach Gilbert. All right, there you have it, people. Coach Xavier Gilbert, he's the senior head coach of the under 20 team. And so good things are happening, very organized. There's a system in place that has worked, continues to work with our female program. I hope that some of these principles can be transferred to the men's program, right? There's a gelling and a unity and a oneness. It's a tough journey, but we look forward to them advancing. He spoke about, a couple of the young ladies that they're exceptional talent, fitting for under 17, but being considered for the U20s. That's good news, right? That so keep following them. Listen, support the program, support the young ladies, right? That's very, very important. Football now is not just male; it is also female. And at this point, We have, I think, as many females playing across Europe as we have male. I'm talking at the highest level. We have players in some of the biggest clubs in England, in Denmark, in the United States. I'm talking on the female side. We have dominant players in the college system, in the high school system, and in the academy system all across North America. Progress is being made. I also want to say a big thank you to all of you for tuning in. It's not popular, it's not common, but we are going to keep highlighting the strides being made by our footballers, or female footballers. If this were a content talking about male football, we'd have a whole lot more, but that will not stop us from speaking about it. I want to encourage you to share this video with others so they can get on board with what is happening. Also, hit the like button. And if you have not yet, please subscribe to the platform, because we have loads of other information, a whole lot more concerning the female team. We'll be interviewing players, talking to other coaches in the program, talking to parents so that they can share their views. So thank you so, so much. Have a good evening and be safe. I am Man's Man, and this is I Am Sure Sports.